Israeli academic can't come here to talk about the things that we need to hear and we need to understand, and we need their voices here and in Israel. Let me just make a distinction between not letting Israelis travel, publish, write, speak, not letting them leave Israel or have their work leave Israel, on the one hand, and on the other hand, individuals' decisions that they're not going to go to Israel to support, to perform, to speak. Individuals who decide that they're going to exercise their personal right not to go, that's very different from trying to pen Israelis into Israel. The latter, I think, is counterproductive. It is blacklisting, and it's something that I think we should all decry and certainly not support. I will leave it at that. I think I've used up my time, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Kathleen. Jonathan is up next.
Hi, good evening. I'm the only one here that English is not my first language, so I'll speak slower with some mistakes here and there. And louder, okay. Just to start, just so we have a little bit of idea who are we talking to. How many people here are strongly opposing, and me and Hannah and other people here that support the BDS movement? Just raise
support
your
or
hand.
oppose? Strongly.
Are against the BDS movement? Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I want to say on behalf of me and many people here, and I'm sure Hannah as well, that we are very, very happy that you came here, and we appreciate each one of you and the effort that you made, and that you are open to listen to us and agree or disagree. But this is the purpose of this event. And even if you go home continuing not to agree with us, you know, at least you came here and you showed us that it's not like this old joke about Jews that, you know, sometimes they said that you can have 2 Jews in one room and 3 opinions. And it seems like in the recent years, you can have 100 Jews in one room and just 1 opinion is allowable. Everyone who makes a comment that is against what the official propaganda of the State of Israel is anti-Jewish, anti-Semite, self-hater and all this stuff. So again, I appreciate with all my heart that you came here and you want to listen to what we have to say. So I promise to make some English mistakes and not to be so 100% on all the list of things that I wrote here. Just so you know, soon, if this new law proposal in Israel will pass, even what we are doing here will be illegal in the eyes of the Israeli law. And everyone that is engaged in talking and promoting BDS, even just speaking here in this church in Broadway, will be, you know, on a threat to be sued and charged in huge fines. And if you are not an Israeli citizen, you can be deported. You can be, you know, not allowed to enter Israel just for promoting BDS. Just so you get the idea. And there were major, all the leaders of the big parties in the Israeli Knesset are supporting of this law proposal that we just were informed about during the last week. So I think we should do all these events just, you know, fast enough before we are all criminals in the eyes of the Israeli law. I just, before, again, I'm going to my list of notes here, I want just to respond quickly to part of the things that Kathleen said. And again, I appreciate all your struggle and all your good things that you do for peace and for justice and for the rights of Palestinians and Jews to live as equal in the Middle East. But I strongly disagree with several things that you just mentioned. One of them is something that always struck me since I came and spent quite a lot of time in the United States. How come American Jews, many of them, are so happily living here in America, where we know that the state and religion is separate, but you want us, Israelis, over there, and Palestinians, to live under a separatist state that is defined by its religion. How come? How don't you feel hypocritic to want us to live under a state law that is not equal because of different religions. It just doesn't make sense. And I think in order to understand that and overcome this idea, one should overcome all these fears that we all have from the Holocaust and other events in our Jewish history. But I just want to challenge all of you that are strongly holding to this term, Jewish and democratic state. These things are not working together. These things are what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of a state that is defined by its religion. Whether you call it democratic or any other word, it cannot be totally democratic if one group of people have more right than another group of people. It's as simple as that, and even with my simple English I can, I hope I can make this clear. The other thing is, you mentioned that the problem is just occupation. The problem is not just occupation. Israel, by many international committees and official delegations, is defined as an apartheid state. So the problem is not just within the 1967 border of occupation, occupied territories. The problem is all over our country. It's an apartheid today, and if you are not Jewish, you have less privilege, you have less rights. So we want to change that as well. To have a state that is still apartheid, even without the occupied territories, I can see very fast how everything escalates to a destruction and to things that we are seeing just now. And regarding the General Electric and that boycotting a weapon company is not helpful for ending the occupation, I invite every one of you, Kathleen and everyone else, to join us in the demonstrations in Berlin and other villages, and to see at the entrance of the village, when you just come in, you see the exhibition of the Palestinian villagers with all the empty canisters just standing on the walls in the entrance of the village. All these empty canisters of gas, tear gas grenade, tear gas ammunition, and bullets in all kinds. It's all have, the logo of whatever company it is, and made in the USA. And when you see that, when you see this amount of ammunition, you understand that being here and not boycotting the company that sent it to Israel, for free, by the way. Don't forget, it's 1.8 to about 2 billion military aid out of 3 billion and more billions that Israel gets in different other ways. I think it just doesn't make sense. And you can't really capture and understand it until you are walking there and seeing this US weapon company support of all this. And I can say it as a former Air Force helicopter pilot, everything here, everything that happens in Israel and Palestine is a direct result of this military aid and cannot continue until we cut this military aid. The last thing I want to say, I think I will just drop all this note of stuff that I told you, regarding what Kathleen mentioned about alienating the Israeli left.
Such as it is.
If there is Israeli left, here we are. If there is Israeli left, it's, for example, the coalition of women in Israel that are supportive of the BDS and are leading most of the demonstrations and most of the action in Israel and Palestine. If there is Israeli left, it's the group that I'm very proud to be a member of Boycott, supporting the Palestinian cause from within. This is the Israeli left today. If you mention the Israeli left and you talk about my friends in the Air Force, that we grew up together and served for years together and risked our life together, they vote Meretz. You know, Meretz is the so-called left party that always support all the wars and all the operations, maybe excluding one member, but they all vote to Meretz and then take off from Chatzor, Ramon, all these Air Force bases and bomb Gaza. So this is the Israeli left that we are alienating. If we are alienating them, I think it's a good thing. And